What's up, party people? Today we are looking at Dekaron's Summer in Shangri-La update. This update brings us some interesting stuff, such as the return of secret stashes and a new daily quest. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so that you don't miss any upcoming content. Let's get this party started. Okay, here we go. Summer in Shangri-La, guys. Let's take a look at this. So, I was really interested to see what they would do with this update, given that, you know, Dekaron Asia came out and it's been getting a lot of attention, and I was kind of hoping they would release something that would get people to go back to playing on the global server, and today we'll see if that is true or not. So, basically, salutations, Dekaron. Peel yourself off the couch and see what we have in store this week. Separate from the big holidays, but they're, you know, just talking about like enjoying the summer, which is kind of cool. So the first thing is this Tour of Duty Shangri-La. So they added a new daily quest that's in Shangri-La. I don't think it's repeatable. Hold on. General Commander Eric, stationed near the entrance to Shangri-La, has a new task for anyone willing to accept it. And while the Blessed Realm may have been retaken from demonic invaders, the soldiers stationed here could use your help, da-da-da. Each day during the event, you can speak with him to begin an extensive quest chain that takes you from one end of the map to the other. And you get 1.3 billion experience points. As we know, that's, you know, like the 1.3 billion experience points is kind of useless. It doesn't really help you when it comes to trying to get to level 200, so that doesn't really matter. But they do give you 1.35 million adventure points. Wow. Wow. So basically, this is just a way to help people level up the guilds. I think I remember the guild level got increased or something like that to like 15 or something. So actually, this is really cool for people who are trying to level up their guilds. I still think the buffs that you get from your guild in terms of like the cost versus reward is very underwhelming. So I still think that the guild system needs to be looked at. But it's cool. If you want to level up your guild, this is a good quest to be doing. An important thing to note here, though, is that you have to complete all of the main story quests in Shangri-La to take advantage of this event. So if you're like me, like, I don't really care about the adventure points. I don't really want to go through the boring quest line in Shangri-La. I might check this out a little bit later. I'm just going to be honest, though, right now, I just don't have the time to do it. So you guys will have to tell me what you think of this if you do it, what do you think of the quest and all that stuff like that. I'm going to try to do the main quest and try to at least run through it once, maybe make a video about it, but at least right now, I don't really see myself doing this just because I don't really care about the adventure points, so like what's the point of me like taking the time to do it? And you also get yourself a Shangri-La Lucky Box, which you get out for, there's a daily task you get there anyway. This random box, in my opinion, is very underwhelming in general, so it's not like I'd really want to do it. I know people who got to level 200 and are trying to get their Grandmeisters. They knew that you could maybe get this random box, but it's such a bad rate. Like, I know someone that has done this quest like 30 times and never seen a random box. And even then, you get the random box, and chances are you're not going to get the skill book you need because there's a ton of them, right? So this is just kind of bad in general. I mean, like the Adamantium, Heavenly Energy is okay. The XP coins, I don't really see the point. The Argates, the Soul Stones, I just don't really see the point. Like, this should be looked at. Honestly, what it should be is you complete this quest and you get a Grandmeister skill random box. That's what I think it should be. But that's way too generous, and I doubt that they'll ever do that. Dungeon Drive. Secret stashes are back. And now showing up with Dread Laden in Crespo Hard is struck down. And as well as the Karen's transport ship Fresh dropping from the Abyss, Kontinuum, I can't pronounce these names, and the Death Talos. Now, first off, I personally feel like these are two terrible choices for like dungeons for this event. Like the secret stashes, like Crespo's Treasure, I mean, I guess if you're on Tristy and Dill doesn't matter, like, you'll be able to run this a bunch of times, but, like, if you're on Helion, it is way too expensive to keep doing that dungeon. So, like, you're only going to do this maybe once or twice a day, and then this dungeon here, this dungeon's actually pretty hard. Like, this is actually a pretty hard dungeon. Like, you need a decent party. And honestly, most of the people that are running this dungeon are just exploiting a glitch in it anyway. I don't remember exactly how it works, but for those of you who don't know, you can lure this guy out of his, like, main room. so you don't have to deal with any of like the blue stuff that pops up on the floor. And people have been doing it for a long time. They just lure him out of the room with a glitch, and then you just kill him outside, and he's much easier to kill. So honestly, the only people that are really running this anyway are just glitching it anyway. So I don't know. It's just silly. I don't know. I don't think it's two good choices, because you're not going to be able to get a lot of stashes. It's going to take a lot of time to get to the boss, get that stash. You only get 2 from this one if you even do the optional boss. And it takes a lot of time, and it's not very rewarding, given that you need multiple people to run these dungeons in general. Like, most people aren't going to be able to solo them. And for that exact reason, if we look here at the rewards are crazy underwhelming for these dungeons. Now, if you took these rewards and you put it like in Sacred Claw, like where it was before, or in Runes of Boz, it would be a little bit better, because then you can solo it, and then you get more rewards. So you're like getting through more of these rewards. But for like how long those dungeons take, and for the amount of people you need to do those dungeons, like, these rewards kind of suck. Like I'm just being completely honest. Like, they're not good to split between people, and like, you're not going to be getting a lot of them, and they're just bad. They're just bad. Yes, there's some kind of interesting stuff on there, and there's some okay items. If you're like soloing, though, that's the problem. And it's just like, it's not rewarding enough, in my opinion, to make me want to do it at all. So I took the time, I don't know, like 5 minutes, and I threw together a little spreadsheet of how I would change this, okay? Now, this is not perfect. This is not exactly what it should be, but this is an example of something that would make people play. I'm just going to throw it out there. And basically, first off, because, once again, if this dungeon drive was in a different set of dungeons, these rewards would need to be nerfed a little bit. But because of the 2 dungeons that were selected, the rewards need to be a little bit better, because you're going to have to play with your teammates, and you're going to have to split the rewards. Like, it's not just one person getting the rewards. So they need to be a little bit better if you want players to run those dungeons, okay? So first off, Liberty Essence. Yeah, it's cool. But, you know, actually 10's a little high. 10's a little high. It's 2 right now. It's 2 right now, and you're splitting that. I would probably make this 5. I think 5 would be a reasonable amount, given, like, how much you get it. Honestly, like, 10 would be okay too, though, because, like, once again, you're not really killing that many bosses, and you're splitting the rewards. So 5, I think, is a little... I'm just going to go in between. I'm just going to go in between. So I would change that from 2 to 5. Drop rate scroll, that's a decent drop. I think that's totally fine there. Ardeka's Mugworts, that is a really good buff. I would love to see more of them running around in game. And I have no issue. 1, I think, is very fair. Plier 1, yes. Although the Plier should 100% be tradable. So I'm going to go ahead and change that right now. Make that tradable, because crest costumes are fun. Everyone likes crest costumes, but if you can't edit them or do what you want with them, then it totally defeats the purpose of the crest costume, because you like have to like do weird things to get pliers. Like, pliers and hot pliers should just be available in game anyway. So don't even get me started on that. They shouldn't just be showing up in events. They should be in the game somewhere. But pliers in game should be tradable. Matera Anger Fragments. There is a massive demand for Anger Fragments right now. People are trying to upgrade their stuff, and they are super annoying to farm. If you put Anger Fragments as a reward for this dungeon, guess what? People are going to run it. Anger Fragments, I would put it in. Cacao, 5. Yes, you need 500 for that stupid ring upgrade that everyone wants, and for a ring that isn't even that good. And even with 5, it's still going to take you a while to, like, farm it, but at least we can get closer, you know? I think that would be a good item to put in there. Naruks. You can't really farm Naruks. You can only get them from random D-Shop events, or you get 1 for completing Space of Pilgrimage, and guess what? You need a ton of them to craft that dragon emblem. So why not make it so you can farm some Naruks in this dungeon? I think it would be good. Once again, I'm actually, like, honestly, I feel like all these numbers, like, I put them higher. I think they should even be higher, but I'm trying to be semi-reasonable here about it. So 2. I think that's pretty good. Seed of Dreams, no issue with that. I think that's great. Everyone needs seeds. Put them in there. Great. Now, let's talk about the 10% reward area. Now, I don't have a list here like which of these is most common or uncommon, but these are just some ideas that I had of things that would be useful. First off, Nire Scrolls. I changed the Meister Second Book skill book to Nire Scrolls. Why did I do this? Because why not? I mean, make it something that's tradable, and then you at least get the Nire Scrolls, and you know, you can go get whatever book you want, and you're not stuck with like a bound item that you can't sell, you can't share with your friends or anything like that. Yes, you can disassemble the bound Meister skill book, but because it's bound, you only get like 25 scrolls for it or something like that. Just give us 50. Just 50 scrolls, make them tradable, boom. Good reward. Now, the other thing I changed is I don't know why Liberty Essence needs to be here 3 times. It's super annoying. You're already going to be getting them a decent amount from the first section. Putting it in there 3 times is just silly to me. I think just having one good big reward of Liberty Essence at that 10% drop rate is where you should be. So I'm just going to say 50. 50 Liberty Essence, 10, great. Liberty Essence are super useful. I know more people would like to see them. I think it would be really good. Now, the other thing I changed, so what I switched out for those 2 Liberty Essences, 1, hot pliers. Please, just make hot pliers and pliers available in game. Like, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. We need them to mess with our crest costumes. You can sell the crest costumes in the D shop. You can make money off of those. You're already making money off the crests. I don't think you should be, but you are. So give the pliers to the players so that they can comfortably move around with those costumes. Just throwing that out there. Vitstone random box 9%. This is a fairly good reward, and I think it should be there. Now, it is not a top tier gem though. You can keep those in your random boxes or whatever. They can be a little bit better, but guess what? There's a 10% Vit gem box that you already have in like platinum boxes and stuff, and there's also the Dex, Spirit, and Strength gems, which are better too. So guess what? Those are good. So give another decent gem to players that are willing to farm. I think the 9% Vit gem would be a really good fit there. Rune of Solidarity, Rune of Honor, I loved having those in the last time, or in the last set of secret stashes, and I think they still fit in there very well. They're good. You can sell them to other players, or you can use them. It's just a good thing. Now, Super Blessed Potion 100 choice box that was in here, why? It is completely useless. Don't put that in there. So I kind of looked at like the grace options that were in there, okay? A 25% bound grace at 10% when you're running the dungeon with multiple people, it's just bad. It's useless. It's not a good reward. What you should do, make it tradable. Make it tradable so that people can make a little bit of money off of it. And then you know, people will actually want to do it. So I think it doesn't need to be the 35%. I know the 35% is like the, you know, the golden item that Papaya makes all their money off of, and I'm not trying to touch that. Give us some lower level graces, either like a 20% grace or a 30% grace, which I know exist because they were on the other server, and then make them tradable. Because then, you know, players can actually start farming to get their gear. Like, oh geez, why would you want to like encourage people to play the game to work on their gear? Like, I don't know. Crazy, right? The other thing that I think would be kind of cool is maybe like a crest random box that has maybe not the top end gear tier or crests, but like maybe 1 tier lower, right? So like best all attack is like 24%, right? So maybe have some like 20% in there that are available, you know, stuff like that. And then the new Petstone Lucky Box, I think that's a good reward, and I think it's cool that it's in there. I also thought about maybe like you like throw like a 30-day Ocarina in here or something. Like that would be kind of cool for people. But yeah, anyway, just random thoughts here that if I saw this, I would be playing. Boom. And I'm sure a lot of other people would too. So, but it's not. So guess what? I don't plan on participating in this. Anyway, Summer Surge. So they're talking about how we're up to a 500% reward now. And the jumping tickets have been extended. If you had them, they took it away. So that's good. They returned the Cosmic Egg to the D shop, which I don't really care about. But there is something here that they did that is fantastic. And guess what? It earned some of my money. It earned some of my money. And that is they put the costumes in there for a fixed price. Yes. So if we go beyond here, you can see for the low price of, it's like $15, 1,300 DKC, you can pick one of these 3 crest costumes. The Coolness swimsuit, the school type uniform, or the medieval costume. And this, guys, like I'm just gonna give a huge round of applause to Papaya right now. I love cosmetic stuff. It's fun. And yes, I know the crest costumes are cosmetic, but because I can switch them out with hot pliers like I got from previous events, I'm like, this is awesome. I was super disappointed that I wasn't able to get the Coolness swimsuit exchange box from the summer event, or the anniversary event, or whatever it was, because it has like these cool water, you know, particle effects that I think are awesome. So I saw this and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to spend $15. So right now, guys, we're going to hop into game and I'm going to buy that costume. Now, this is what I think is important when you are playing Dekaron and as a Dekaron consumer, is you need to support the things that you think are good and you need to ignore the things that you think are bad. I think those random boxes and like the keys and stuff, I think that's all garbage. So guess what? I will never contribute a penny to that. But being able to just get a costume for 15 bucks, which is a good price, I think that's great. And like, because like what they were doing in the past is like, oh, you could maybe get a costume in this random box, and it's like, no, I just want to buy the costume. So guess what? I went ahead and I spent $15 on Dekaron. This is the first time that I've spent anything on Dekaron in like half a year. You know, like because there's been no reason to. So I'm gonna show my support here, saying, hey, I like that you added the option to get a costume in there, and I'm gonna buy that. So we are going to go ahead and make sure we buy the right thing, and I'm going to buy this costume. Boom, look at that. And now we're going to check it out, which I'm really excited to check it out. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to get the Coolness Swimsuit Exchange Box, which is great. And then we are going to exchange that for the Alokan right there. So now this is my swimsuit. I have no idea what this looks like, but I just want those water effects. And there we go. Wow. Okay. So, you know, these swimsuits looked a lot better on the other classes. Like, this, honestly, like, I just look like a stripper. Like, I just 100% look like a stripper, and I kind of regret buying this. Anyway, I did get my little water effects that I wanted, though, so that's good, but this whole kind of stripper thing is a little much for me. I mean, I guess it's a swimsuit, whatever, but, yeah, that's a little bit more revealing than what I was looking for, but okay. Anyway, we're just gonna move past that. So let's go back to the update. Anyway, good job on making that available. I think, I don't know, yeah. Okay, we're just gonna move on. I just feel awkward now. So the last thing is that there were a couple of bug fixes in game, and a fix has been implemented that is intended to resolve an issue with character skills locking up during battle support. Now that is cool. I personally have had tons of issues with battle support locking up on me playing as a wizard on my other account. So the fact that they're trying to fix this actually is good, especially since, you know, people are paying money on battle support and then all for like the holy water, and then it locks up on them, and then they can't use it. So it's like, why am I going to buy that? So that's cool that they're working on it. Signets, Dream Powder, DK Proof can now stack up to 9999. Anything that increases the stack size, I'm always all for. The Sun Guardian Stone and DK Square should now retain its correct name when targeted. I don't know what that is. I haven't been doing DK Square. And Sacred Claw now states that you need a party size of 3 to enter rather than 2. So that's just a good text error. So yeah, guys, there you go. That's the update. I talked a ton today. If you made it all the way through this video, you are a serious MVP. I'm just a ranting machine. Now, I just want to say, once again, I don't really see myself playing a ton on Helion right now. I did buy that costume because I thought it was going to look a little different than it looked, to be completely honest with you. But that's okay. The main reason that I bought it, though, is because I want to show my support for the fact that they are just selling the costume straight out. There's no random box. There's no junk, and I want to show my support for that. And that's the only way that I know how to. Except like complaining and making videos. Anyway, there you guys go. Summer in Shangri-La. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. You know, tell me what you think about this event. If you have any questions or suggestions, make sure to leave them in the comments. And until next time, guys, take care.